Morning everyone. So my lovely resin trees are proving to be quite popular, so today I thought I'd do a little video to show you how I make them.
As you can see, they're extremely sparkly and very effective. And you can do different colours. You can either have clear or you can add colour, and definitely recommend the sparkle.
Okay, so obviously what you need is a silicone mould of some sort. This is the one I've been using to do the trees. Some gloves, very important, I learned the hard way. Some plastic cups for mixing. Whichever dye you wish to choose, I'm going to go for a nice pink and white one today. Some lolly sticks for mixing.
Glitter.
And resin. This is the one I've been using. This is the actual resin itself, and this is the hardener. A measuring cup, preferably silicone, and I always have, for leftover resin that I don't use, another mould just to pour extras into. Okay, so I'm hoping you can see okay what I'm doing. This is my first proper video. So we're going to start off with our silicone cup and the resin. This is where it gets sticky. I'm going to measure out just about enough. There we go. Right, move that one out of the way. And then I'm going to pour it into one of the plastic cups. It's a bit slow to come out, so sometimes I give it a little help with a lolly stick. I'm hoping you can see what I'm doing. There we go. Okay, move that to one side, and then we get the hardener. Now it does say on the instructions to do 2 parts A to 1 part B. But I tend to put a little bit more hardener than it says. Where's the measuring bit? There it is. Because it can have a tendency to go a bit jellified, as I found out with some of mine. Right, so then you pour this into the same cup that the resin's in, like so. Scrape out any excess. And then the mixing begins. And you want to start doing it quite slowly so that you don't get any bubbles. You don't want any bubbles in your resin mix. So keep going until it looks very clear, because at the moment there are some streaks in it. You don't want streaky resin. So give it a good stir, not too fast because that can create the bubbles. Nearly there. How are we looking? Almost. So as you can see, hopefully, we've got quite a nice mixture with no bubbles. Always handy to have a little cocktail stick because they can pop the bigger bubbles. Right. Oh, and I've just caused a bubble. Okay, so once you've got your mixture ready, what I tend to do is separate so you've got half and half. Not very good measures, am I? Don't ever come to my house for a drink. Okay, then we can add some sparkle. I'm just using a very fine glitter for this. If I can get the bag open. And I'm using one of my son's old spoons from when he was a baby. So a little bit in that one. And the white one, I want it to be quite sparkly, so put a bit more in that one. You can never have too much sparkle, can you? Okay, so then with the dye, make sure it's got a hole in. No, it hasn't. Ooh. Okay, right, so I'm going to pierce a hole in the top of the die, like so, using my cocktail stick, and put a few drops because I don't want it to be overpoweringly pink. Why isn't that coming out? Come on. Oh, dearie me. Hence the gloves. End up with bright pink fingers. Go on. That's better. Right. Try again. So a few drops of pink. Oh, good grief. Okay, it's going to be quite pink, this one. Using a clean stick. Just want to give it a nice mix. You can see how pink that's going already. Okay, it will be a nice bright pink one anyway. So mix it through, and that will give the glitter a mix as well. Make sure we've got no bubbles. Okay, so then this one we're going to do white. I know this one will come out because I've used this one quite a bit. So I want that to be quite white. Oh, I've got pink dye all over the lid. Right, so then using the other clean stick, I'm going to keep calling them spoon, aren't I? Give that one a really good stir, and that will mix the glitter in as well. And then we get to do the fun bit, which is pouring it into the mould. No bubbles, very good. Okay, so unless you've got a syringe of some sort, that's going to be your best option for putting it into such a delicate small mould. However, I'm not that quite advanced, so I'm just going to pour extremely slowly and hope that you can see. Pour it into the mould. So I'm going to start off with white at the top, and don't forget the stand part at the bottom, and just slowly pouring it in. And the pink bit, and you can swirl and all sorts. It's, oh wow, that's pink, and it should feed it through. Something quite satisfying about watching it do it. A little bit of pink at the top, maybe a bit down here as well. And basically just keep alternating between the white and the pink. A bit down here. I found when I did the blue one, the more white I put in, the more effective it looked. Right, and then put some more pink. Make sure this bit's nice and filled. Just a few drops more on that one, I think. This one's going to be very pink. A bit more white on the star. I hope you guys can see what I'm doing. A bit more white in the bottom, and that should bleed through quite nicely. And yeah, we're starting to get full up now.
More drops of white. I need some more white down here. Having to look to see if there's any gaps, because you definitely don't want to have not filled it up enough. Right, how is it looking? Maybe a bit more pink up the top. Literally a dot or two. Wow. Okay, so as you can see, I've got leftover resin. I'm just going to dump that in my little mould here. So it's as easy as that, how to do it. So the drying time I find on these isn't as long as like some of my candle holder resins, because it's not as big, thank God. So the drying time on one like this is usually about 12 hours or so. You don't want to leave it in the mould too long, but you also don't want to take it out too early, because they can be quite sticky and quite tacky right until the point where they're ready. So we'll leave that for a bit and keep checking on it, and then I will complete the video when we've got one to take out. Hi everyone, just an update. I took it out after 12 hours, and as you can see, we have an extremely sparkly pink and white tree. And so putting it together, got it on my sofa so that there's a nice dark background. There we go. I hope you've enjoyed my video. There will certainly be more to come over time. Hopefully getting some new moulds delivered tomorrow, so we'll give them a whirl. Speak to you soon.